You touched on a lot of really cool things there. I think that the opportunity, it has such a wide range of benefits when we talk about like, schedule, being able to spend time with people that you want to spend time with, which at the end of the day is really like what I feel like a lot of us want to do, is be able to do what we want to do when we want to do it with who we want to do it with. And this is something that I think has given, a lot of us the opportunity to do that. And that's not to say that at the beginning you got to put a little bit of elbow grease in and a little bit of sweat equity, but it's there and the opportunity's there. You mentioned the farm, right? So you spent a lot of time putting into building this business that you and your wife did together. And, I remember the first time I met you, one of the first times that we connected, you were on Zoom for a training call in the summer last year, and your kids were in the car. And they were there listening in, and we were doing training, and the kids were there. And as I've gotten to know you so much more, there's so much a part of what you do, and there's so much a part of the farm. And you've put that on, not pause, but you've hired yourself out of it so you could come do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess just take us back to like building that. Can you talk about the comparisons of like what you had to do to build that versus what you had to do to get into this, and just that barrier of entry to get to where you've built the farm? Because
absolutely.
This is a great story.
So I think, before I step into that piece, I think one of the most important references we want to make at this juncture is the toaster, right? For any of you that have been at this for very long at all, Tyler talks a lot about the system that we have in place. Part of the reason I was attracted to Real Financial is the system. Look, man, the farm almost killed me. True story, right? Like, there isn't, Andy and Jacqueline included, I bet, there isn't a single married business owner who will stand in front of you who have gone through the worst of what it takes to build a business and tell you that it didn't strain the family, that it didn't strain their marriage, that it didn't strain their finances, and that there weren't moments when they wondered how on earth they were going to make it through. And some of the toughest pieces of that experience is trying to figure out what those systems that actually work are. This toaster is in place, man. The system is here. Like, Tyler forged the way, right? We know what it takes to buy solid leads. We know the lead sources. We know what scripts it takes. We know the rebuttals. We know what it takes to sell deal. I say all of that to then say building the farm took a solid 7 years of 60, 80, 100 hours a week doing that on top of a full-time job. And when you do the math, 60, 80, 100 hours a week, working an average 56 hours a week at the firehouse, there's not many hours in there left to sleep. I know. 2-3 days on end, right? Pulling double, triple all-nighters. That's what it takes. You got to get in the grit. You got to crawl through broken glass. You have to fight tooth and nail. You have to want it more than you even realize you want it when you start the thing.